Barrow is the owner of the certain vacant land located at 289 East Main Street of Amsterdam. City of Amsterdam is the owner of that certain vacant land. If nobody knows what that is, that's down by Eagle Street, that near the off-street parking lot. Next to the former, where the garden used to be. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And whereas referenced parcels border each other and are otherwise located. The city of Amsterdam desires to enter a memorandum of understanding with Ibero, providing for future donation of 289 East Main Street to the city of Amsterdam by the Ibero, where the proposed Esperanza Verde Plaza will be constructed. And a copy of that memorandum of understanding being attached to it. We're only reading one of those.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. And all of us can look at the memorandum of agreement.
How are you?
Okay, the most probably important thing is if you look back at number 5 on the next page, prior to conveyance of the parcel to the city, the Bureau agrees to accept a donation from third-party philanthropist Lamont Rao, Dr. Rao, for the construction of a splash pad site in the approximate amount of $40,000. It is anticipated that amount of the donation will be equivalent of the actual expenditures relating to that pad. Rob, you want something with this? Go ahead, Papa.
The mayor, we took,
What do you wanna know?
I just want to congratulate you because it's in my ward and I've been asking for this for 2 years. And I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids in the East End, have to walk all the way to Veterans Field, go to the pool, sometimes walking up Roman Avenue. It's a long haul and a hot heat in the summer. And that splash pad was a great success in Veterans Field, great success. And I think it'd be great for those kids in the East End down there, to go in that splash pad. And I want to say thank you, Mayor, and thank Dr. Rowe.
Yeah, and absolutely. Dr. Stepped up and made a suggestion that they wanted a splash pad in East End, and it just, with the Ibero situation with Esperanza Verde, it made sense to work together. And it's gonna be the best of all worlds, and it's gonna be a great addition to the East End. And Dr. Rao and his wife, his family foundation, has just been an amazing asset for our city, especially for the most vulnerable residents of our city. So
How
we
many kids are down in that area? How many children are in that area?
Well, I can tell you this. You want to see how many children are on there? Go down there about 8 o'clock when they have to get on the bus.
Yeah.
It's packed. And another thing, that Creative Connections,
Right.
that is really an outstanding asset in East End.
Mhm.
And I live 2 streets from there. So when I leave and I see how many kids are on the bus stop there, and
Right.
all 4 schools, I used to drive the bus, are on that bus stop,
Wow.
packed.
I know
And when they get
last,
out of school at 3 o'clock, it's packed.
last year, I didn't speak to them this year, they averaged about 80 kids, after school every day.
Yeah. That clubhouse connection is probably one of the biggest assets this city has.
Yeah.
We don't have a boys club, we don't have a girls club,
Yeah.
we don't have a community center. But trust me, you go by that in the East End,
Mhm.
and I live down there, place is packed. And it's
That's
nice,
good.
it's,
That's
It is nice.
Clean, I
And
know
this
that.
splash pad's gonna be a nice addition for
Yeah,
them.
I
And
think so, yeah.
that whole area, that's only a block, they got a basketball court behind it. We just knocked down the house where they wanna put the gym,
Yeah.
now you got a splash pad, I tell you, really, we come a long ways.
Property wise,
Mhm.
we got the parking lot on the corner
Right,
and then the lot, or is that
Yes,
two
yeah, no,
lots?
that's it right
there
there.
are 2 lots.
So who has, what what do we own, the parking lot?
We own the lot closest to where the bubble tea rooms are, Joe DeRosa's old bar. Do you understand?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I see
Don't know
Joe
how
DeRosa.
young or old you are with that, but,
I haven't been there, but my cousin, my husband's related.
but that was that's our parcel, and
Yeah, and then they own
Ibero
that.
owns the.
And the parking
then
lot
parking lot,
stays the
yes.
same.
Yeah, we have the Eagle Street, Off Street Park lot.
Yeah,
Right,
That's ours.
right.
okay. Yeah, so I was trying to figure out what lot. It did look like a double lot, but I couldn't tell.
Yes.
And we stood there and we did the opening a
Yes,
while ago
that's right.
too.
That's right.
Jimmy's, Lefferts Street, 17 Lefferts, is that coming down?
That house, that we voted to knock that down. To make more parking for the gymnasium.
It's 27. 27 Lefferts.
Oh, 27 Lefferts.
27 left is already done.
Yeah.
17 Lefferts is coming down?
No, 27 left has been demoed.
Yeah. and-
Last year's.
Okay, thank you, Phil. Thank you.
Thank
Parking
you,
lot won't
everybody.
be affected.
In the parking lot.
The parking lot will not be affected.
No, that's, we're gonna be off street parking. Okay, number 80, authorizing sale of 3 Stella Lane. I'm interested in this one,
This is, yeah, a lot of questions about this.
because this was a controversial piece of property that we had way back when, in 2018. Let me read. Whereas the city of Amsterdam having previously foreclosed and having taken title to 3 Stella Lane pursuant to a proceeding previously brought pursuant to Article 11 of bankruptcy of the real property tax law. And where the city having taken title and ownership of that parcel in 2018, and to date, delinquency for that subject property is in the amount of $78,000. And the reason that is, there was a big holdup there because we foreclosed on it back in 2018, and then they filed bankruptcy, they said, the day before we foreclosed on it. So it's
Okay.
held up in courts all this time. That's why this.
That's why he's been able to live in it this whole time?
Yes, that's why he's been able to live in it. And whereas the city has been approached by prior owner Greg Smith, who is desirous to purchase this parcel for the city for the purchase price of $78,000 and then change. And with the city being agreeable to the same, therefore be resolved that the sale of 3 Stella Lane to Greg Smith for $78,473 is hereby authorized.
So what does the 78,000 represent?
Back taxes.
An interest?
Yes.
Who used to live there, Jim?
Campbell.
Right. Greg
Same
Smith.
guy.
Oh,
He's
Oh,
lived
the
there
person
whole
that used to
time.
be there when he died, right?
He's occupied the premises the whole
Right.
time.
He's been there all the time. We never could foreclose upon him because he filed bankruptcy supposedly the day, before we filed.
but he was the owner of the
Well, so,
this sounds
so this is all,
weird.
this all happened prior to my time here. But
Yes.
as best as I understand it, is that this property was not included in the bankruptcy proceeding. The bankruptcy proceeding has concluded. The city subsequent, at some point in time, or in October of 2018, took title to this premises. The last date of redemption has come and gone. I researched whether we can legally pursue this transaction. And the answer is yes, we can. And you're at, it's up to you, it's up to you folks.
Yeah,
whether
that's
you
what
want
it
to
is,
do
and that's what happened. In other words, we were gonna foreclose on his property, take it, we had up for auction, was sold for over $50,000. And then before we could vote on it and sell it, we were noticed that they filed for bankruptcy, which froze the whole deal. And it's been like that ever since now.
So I think the idea here is that the 78,473 is more than what the value of it's believed to be.
Well, it was 50.
And, again, you know, that's the justification.
Well, that's basically accurate.
Hey, Counselor,
Yes.
Rite Aid is also claimed bankruptcy. What's the story with that?
Let's stick to this,
Dave,
because we have a
Dave,
lot of
I
questions.
don't
We can
know.
come back to that, I'll come back to that, okay?
All right, sure.
Okay, here we go. Let's
Does he have
go under,
finance, does this guy have financing?
So this is going to be a cash transaction. All of the proceeds paid at closing.
all right, let's go under old business. Approving the resolution of 224
Thank you.
fee schedule in the recreation department, which I was sponsored, okay? And, we're gonna remove this off the table. I'm gonna remove it off the table, okay? And once it's removed off the table, Alderwoman Irene Collins is going to make an amendment to increase the fee schedule on all vendors for $5. Okay?
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna do. Thank you. All right, resolution 73. I'm wrong, what am I doing here? 170, yes, okay. 73. Approving the minutes of the last time I council meeting. Anyone? Thank you, city clerk. Anybody have any questions? Okay, 74. Authorizing a budget transfer to recreation department for Albany Sympathy. How about Symphony? City Recreation Department was unable to obtain sponsorships for the full $15,000 performance cost owed to the Albany Symphony Orchestra for their performance at the July 3rd concert at the River Lane Park. And whereas only $2,000 in sponsorship received, and the remaining amount due of $13,000 will be absorbed by the city budget. Additional funding is needed in the Recreation Department activity to pay for this. So the controller is authorized to make this, take this money from $15,000 in contingency and transfer it into recreation activities. Okay?
It
Any
should be
questions?
13,000.
15,000.
It's 13,000.
13.
Typoed.
Okay,
Because we got the.
Okay,
13.
do I have to amend this, or can I just make a typo 13? No, okay. I'll amend it. Somebody hit me, tell me I gotta amend it. All right, 75. Resolution transferring funds in the Amsterdam Police Department where it's a vehicle repair. A police vehicle Ford was involved in an accident and required extensive repairs. So we're gonna transfer money, insurance recovery for $1,336. Okay,
Yeah, I'd like to go back to the last resolution.
okay, let's go back.
So is this, Louise, is this kind of based on your work with recreation at the end of each event? Are we gonna see something like this or?
Well, I shouldn't answer this, but, typically, they get funding to appear at the river, at their
They get their
summer
own
concerts. They get
funding?
their own funding.
Yeah,
And this year, they only got half, right? They got half of what they requested. So they called us up and they said they really wanted to come and play here and they would be able to do it for half of the regular fee. At which time Rob came to me and said, I think we can raise this through sponsorships, but we weren't able to. So we didn't want to say no to them. And that's why they love playing here. But it's certainly something that we will never do again.
if we can't raise the
Yeah.
money for it. Okay, yeah, I just didn't know if this was kind of because I know you were working on like closing out each event as they
Yeah.
went.
Yeah,
So
no,
is
this
something
was
little
a
different?
difficult decision, which we made because we felt we could,
Right,
but we just did not get it off the ground.
yeah, because in previous years it was people.
They paid them.
Yeah,
Right,
sponsored it and
right.
things
So it
like
was
that.
never a question of, right.
Okay,
All right.
Okay, anybody have any problems for the next resolution, $13.36? Okay? Thank you, Ernie. Next one, transferring funds to the public safety solar panel removal by Alderman Collins. Funding was approved for the public safety roof replacement, and it did not include the cost of removing the rooftop solar panels. So the city negotiated a fee of $20,000 with our solar provider for the removal and disposal of our rooftop solar panels prior to the construction, and this funding was not approved in the operating budget. So we are gonna make a change, and we're gonna make a transfer from contingency to police contractual expense. And this is the solar rooftop panels that are on the public safety building, right? And that's what we're doing. We're gonna remove them at this cost. And the money is coming from contractual expenses.
Do we have panels on any other building?
Say it one more time.
Do we have solar panels on any other building?
plus garage.
Bus garage. Bus garage.
That's it? We don't plan on taking those off,
Not until we gotta do the roof. But I don't expect that to be anytime soon.
That was a joke. We have no comment.
A disclaimer from our attorney.
Elder, 77, by Alderwoman Collins. City of Amsterdam is desirous to enter an agreement with Nextiva to provide a telecommunications service at City Hall for the city of Amsterdam. A quote was provided, covers in a term of 36 months, which includes a fee, 6 months net benefit to the city for the first 7 months of $1,676. With the savings to the city as compared with current costs in the approximate amount of $560 per month beginning the 8th of the month. So these recurring costs of said services of $814 plus taxes and fees. A copy of this agreement being attached, attached contract with next day is hereby authorized. That's what this is. Who wants to talk on this?
Louise is
Louise.
well versed.
Okay, so this agreement is like the culmination of many months worth of work on trying to figure out, it's been like solving a Rubik's Cube, all the city phone systems, and I wanna just make sure I'm clear that this is every building except for public safety. So public safety is not included in this, but, we've, streamlined and eliminated a lot of unnecessary services that the city's been paying for that weren't being used. We, you think it would be a lot easier than it really was, but we did reduce and eliminate a lot of services. And then we have phone system that some of the phones are newer, but a lot of them are older. And they're throwing in, all new phones for everyone, and we're gonna standardize the phone service, across 4 different buildings. And it's a significant cost savings, and there'll be additional features that we can take advantage of that will be very beneficial, so.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you for your.
Yeah, the phone systems, I can say from personal experience, are a nightmare. And ours here was a nightmare, especially when we used to do this weird plug-in thing in the basement. But, so I appreciate the hard work on that because they just don't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I would just like to add the line where we're gonna take these funds from.
Well, this is going to just replace we already have this money budgeted for our monthly phone service.
What's the phone line or the expense? The code,
That's the phone
what
line,
code is
I
it?
like that.
Oh, well, it's going to come out of there'll be other multiple funds that are will be charged for this, or it'll be allocated across funds. But, different departments, it's gonna be quite a few different numbers.
Of course.
Yeah,
The equipment's
I don't think the service fee is that bad.
No. There is, most of the equipment's free. There's some that we have to pay for up front. Like there's some cordless phones at the wastewater treatment plant and the water filtration plant that are not covered, but because there is some upfront costs, they're gonna give us, is it 6 or 7 months, I can't remember, of free service to offset those costs. So there's really no out-of-pocket cost. And then the ongoing monthly cost will be less than what we're paying for a lot of this, the aggregate services right now.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Last of the audit by, Don's on the audit.
Fine.
Thank you, and thank you for doing that. Thank you. All right, I would like to move on, if you don't mind, to our city engineer. Can you give us an update?
Thank you. I'd be happy to. As everyone should know by now, we are winding down with our paving program. I want to emphasize to everyone that we still have punch list items to do, which are, for anyone not familiar, there are any touch-up items that the contractor is obligated to complete before we make final payment. That might include the edge of a driveway, the turf destroyed, an extra piece of sidewalk, those kind of things. We've had a few calls. I asked that if anybody in your ward happens to mention that remind them that we will be shortly engaged in trying to complete that punch list work and tying this project up for the season. With that being said, for the 2024 paving program, it's my plan to discuss with the council and actually have a program laid out by the end of this year so that we can get things rolling first thing in the spring again. As you'll notice, this year we started in May and here we are 5 months later just wrapping it up. Part of it's the weather, Some of that's to be expected, but another factor in that is, you know, we've been lucky enough in the last 4 years to increase our CHIPS funding from, in 2000, I believe it was $673,000 to, this year, when our funding amount was, $2.116 million. So more than a factor of 3, even with the wild inflation that we've seen in the last couple of years, we've been able to do a tremendous amount of paving, and it takes longer. So I need more of the season to do it. So I guess the bottom line at this point is I know folks are constantly looking and thinking in their wards, the streets that need paving. By all means, get your list to me at any time, and the sooner the better, because I'd like to start. We're already compiling potential streets for 2024, and I'd like to really get ahead of it again for this next year.
Can we get a list of streets by ward with the years on it? I remember getting a list that said, all right, these streets have been paved and they still have X amount of years. Because it's every 10 years we can pave, right?
It's 10 years minimum
Okay.
that we have to, so when we fill out our CHIPS reimbursement
Right.
quarterly, when I have to sign off on it, one of the things I'm certifying is that the work that we did will last at least 10 years.
Right.
So we keep a rolling list.
Right.
And that is updated now, so I can share that certainly.
Okay, all right, that'll be done.
Yeah. I know on Crescent Street, there's like a lot of patched work on Crescent.
Mhm.
Is that because it's not on the paving list this year?
There's only a little piece, Crescent, honestly, and I've had a lot of questions about that. Crescent Ave, it actually includes everything that runs through Shuttleworth Park until you get to the bridge on the other end.
Yeah.
The big bridge that we're replacing next year. My thought is that would be a prime street to do. It does get a lot of wear and tear, and it's in rough shape for a lot of it.
Okay.
But again, I welcome anybody's, paving requests, at any time. We don't have, certainly, I don't want to wait until the spring.
How about Thomas Street?
We got to put that on for next year.
Thomas Street.
Yeah, if that's what you want done, you put on for next year.
Okay, well, I won't be here, but
I sure, I'll be here for November, December, when we do this. Okay, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. You can always submit it before you leave. Okay. Okay, anything else, Nick?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, too, that, the Five Corners demolition project that is out to bid, we are opening bids tomorrow. I still intend to have that work done, in November.
Stephanie, how many bids do you have so far?
About 14 people have picked up the bids.
14
They're due
people picked up,
tomorrow. Yep.
14 people picked up the bids. That's excellent.
There's interest, yes.
Sure.
So with that and knowing that we're on a compressed schedule, I'm hoping that I might be able to convince the council to convene for a short special meeting. I know,
No, I can
but I'm
now.
asking.
Oh, I can now. That's fine.
So that we could, so we're gonna open them tomorrow, and I would like to, then I'm gonna review all the packages that we do get, and hoping that we could have a special meeting so I could award and not wait until, is it the 7th or 8th of November, the next meeting? It's a good
Next
stretch.
meeting's on election day, so that date has to be changed.
We'll make a motion to, I'll change that election day. We'll make a motion to have it on Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Common
yeah.
council meeting. Okay? All right?
Okay, and other things briefly, DPW will be beginning the cart paths at the golf course that we've laid out to restore as many of them as we can this fall. I expect that to work to continue until it snows and they have to be pulled off the plow. Other projects that we're wrapping up, I'm happy to report, the corrosion control optimization project of the water treatment plant is substantially complete, dealing with some punch list items. Same thing in the wastewater plant, that previous, EFC project for pipe gallery work. That is wrapping up as well. And, let's see, one other thing is of interest, that to date, with respect to chips, so far we have filed for, and I believe we've been reimbursed in this calendar year, well, for 2023, I should say, $1.8 million so far out of, and that's a round figure, by the way, that's not to the penny, but still $1.8 million out of the $2.3 million that we had allocated for this year. Mind you, that number includes a rollover of 150-some thousand from the previous year. Take any questions, of course.
Mike, on Vroman Avenue, is that lead replacement work? Upper Vroman?
Yes.
It is?
No,
Wait a minute, which
gas,
one?
gas lines.
Gas lines?
Oh,
High pressure gas
yeah, but we have lead replacement in that area too, so.
The trenches and all the things that's.
Yeah, that's
Multiple
all.
boxes of gas line, National Grid.
Oh, yeah, lead service line is just specific to,
Okay.
We did get a nice shout out at the Perrines doing a great job. One of the residents on Northampton said that they were very happy with their lead line replacement.
it's gaining interest, folks, we've
And now
done
more
more
people
than,
are interested in it.
more than 20, it's unfortunate, but I think it's human nature that now there's a lot more interest in it now than there was before we started this project, and many people wanted to jump on the bandwagon. I'll mention quickly, you've probably heard Randy mention it before, there's a federal rule from the Environmental Protection Agency that we, as part of the lead and copper rule, we need to have a lead service inventory completed by 2024, next October. I highly doubt that 2/3 of the municipalities in this nation are gonna be there, but we're gonna be well on our way at least. I intend to have questionnaires online where folks can actually go and submit for their address, what they've got, upload a photo. What I'm hoping will motivate that is the fact that there's been so much interest since we put this lead service line project out to bid. With 47 services, it's really just almost a pilot program, if you will. It's a drop in the bucket. The estimate of the number that we have in this city would be at least 1,500 out of the 5,600 residential water services that are here, so.
Okay, thank you.
Sure thing.
We stand for the pledge. To order.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderwoman Christmas. Here. Alderman Deaconmiller.
Here.
Alderwoman Collins. Alderman Escamilla.
Here.
Alderman Marticello.
Here.
Thank you.
Make a motion to adopt the agenda. And we have two resolutions for consent.
Thank you. Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Christmas.
Hi.
Alderman Deaconmiller.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins. Alderman Escamilla.
Proclamations, we have none, and communications and presentations. Does anyone have anything today? Okay, then we're at public participation, point of the meeting. If you'd like to speak, just approach the lectern and tell us your name and address, and you have a 5-minute time limit. Thank you. Come on.
My name is Eileen Finn. I'm at 78 Sanford Avenue in Amsterdam. In 2022, an election was held in Montgomery County, New York. One of the positions for election was that of a Citizens Review Board member. The person for whom I voted, Amy Joe Stewart of 6 Crescent Ave, Amsterdam, phone area code 518-332-8540, officially won a position which was certified by the appropriate staff at the Montgomery County Board of Elections. It has come to my attention that Ms. Stewart was awarded a 3-year term. The position may end up on the ballot again this year. Further inquiry as to why this is the case is because Ms. Stewart has not been administered the oath for this office. Ms. Stewart needs to have an oath relating to this matter administered. My understanding is that until it is, she is not on the board. And if anyone is thinking I'm doing this for a political reason, please stop. Ms. Stewart is not enrolled in the same political party as me. But I happen to feel she would make an excellent member for this unpaid position on the review board because she is, among other things, smart, talented, patient, and able to see both sides. She voluntarily stepped up to serve. So the questions I am asking are, what in your words went wrong? If the ball is dropped, hey, we all make mistakes. But I think in this case, there's an easy fix. Better to fix it now than to have a mess on our hands, considering another election is coming up and there are some citizen review board positions on that. Will they actually be legitimate if somebody already won a position in 2022? The only reason I wish to have my complaint formally on the record is so far this matter has not been resolved. Since I happened to find out on September 12th, 2023, that Amy Jo wasn't on the review board. In communicating my concern with her, she advised me she didn't know this. She thought everything was set, but no disputes had arisen requiring her elected duties. She had reached out to her alderwoman for clarification on this position in early January and was not notified by anyone. She was required to take an oath to make the election results official. That she is, this would be a first-time position for a first-time elected. When can I expect the vote to be administered, the decision to be made? She takes an oath for a position that is up for election again in 2023. If the decision is made, you will not honor the election results and allow her to take an oath. I would like to understand why. Who do you wish to designate as a contact person should I need to call someone? What would be the appeals process, if any, I should turn to if the simple problem isn't resolved via common sense? I need this clarified so I know that my vote means something. That is, it counts. I can't fathom my vote being violated due to a clerical communication error of not notifying the elected where and how to proceed with the oath. To me, voting is a moral duty. I voted consistently in political and/or primary elections for which I was eligible. When employed by New York State Office of General Services, one of my duties as a tour guide at the Capitol was to teach students about voting in a program entitled Every Vote Counts. I became a voting inspector, and I still serve as such on the Montgomery Board of Elections. Before anyone may say to themselves, inspectors are paid to do this, please know I don't do it for money. Any money I make ends up as a donation to the Montgomery County SPCA Animal Shelter. Still taking donations, anyone who hasn't made it yet to them. My point being, I walk the walk when it comes to my duty to vote. And I thank you for your attention. First time I'm talking about something, so I don't know where it goes from here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
John Archett with 1218 Austin Street. Twice I got elected to the Citizens Review Board, and I mentioned to you that nobody knows nobody knows about it. We've never had a meeting. In fact, I don't even know why we have it. So when I got elected, years back, Sam Zerlo mentioned on a talk show and says, Chet, why don't you run? And that was the only time I was able to really sock it to John Duchesne. I destroyed him for the Citizens Review Board. But like I said, we've never had a meeting. I don't actually know who's on it. And because it's not a paid position and nobody really cares, I don't even know why we have it. But, so some people might have got elected as a write-in, like what I did twice. And I asked this before to see whether or not whether it's really important or not, because I don't think it's important. I don't know who's on it or anything. We never had a meeting. So, I mean, maybe by law it has to happen, but maybe it's not all that important. If you've got any concerns, we got elected officials here, talk to them about it. I don't think it's a position that really is really needed at this time. Another thing, Mayor, see, look, people solved all these problems that I was gonna talk about. Now, Wish Fest, I think that Wish Fest should be earlier. October's got weird kind of weather, Mayor. And my understanding is we still had it despite the fact of a monsoon. Maybe we should have that like in September, but maybe have more events maybe in September, August or September, where the weather's a little bit better, because October is kind of crazy weather. We're not really sure. And, maybe we can put that under consideration. I'm glad we got it straightened out with the vendors or something. I was gonna mention that, but like I said, you people are just too good sometimes. You solve these problems. Another thing, Mayor, because I don't golf, one of the things I noticed between the first and the third Tuesday, like that, sometimes when we get involved in things, we got out of the concession business for a while, as far as the golf course was concerned and a few other things. Then we take it back. We did the same thing evidently with the Chalmers site. We had, we took the Chalmers site back, let people sink or swim, Mayor, for a while. Adults are the ones that buy properties, they buy businesses and stuff, and they have a right to sink or swim. So, I mean, I think that we should have, we should have waited on this and then to the bitter end and let them make a decision, about the golf course or the Chalmers or whatever, because maybe that's the best route to take. Or so instead of us getting back involved with property and having you people get headaches that you thought you weren't gonna have anymore. Okay, now I guess this should be my last meeting, I guess, once again till April, unless we get a lot of global warming, so that'll be all right. Okay, take it easy.
Could I just ask, what is your name again?
John
Because
Archett
I'd love to
Wetruba.
talk.
Yeah, John Wetruba.
Okay, and how can I communicate with you? With the thing with the citizens review?
I'll write down my
What's the
phone
R
number.
stand for?
Because apparently it's not something.
John. His name is John Art. Is there anyone else that can speak?
Yes,
again.
One more.
Begin.
Oh, yeah, I'm back in the house.
Discuss comments.
There's input coming.
So do we all.
Thank you.
My neighbor feeds it.
Bye.
Feeds it? She feeds it, cat food.
Good evening, family. My name is Ed Delavaneri. I live at 94 Union Street. First of all, I'd like to ask, who's paying the rent on the backhoe that's up at the golf course? Been there 4 months?
Not us.
Hasn't
Not us.
moved?
It's not ours.
We don't own that, we're not renting it.
We're not- Okay, where did the insurance money go for the golf course? Who
Towards the
who
debt
has that?
of the city,
Pardon me?
towards the debt of the city. I shouldn't, you're asking questions as if you,
Okay, well, I'm putting them out there because I don't know.
okay.
Okay,
I would like to know why there's been a law passed about license plates that have been being defaced. And there's so many of them here in the city that are really defaced that can't even read them. And nothing's, they're supposed to be notified and supposed to be replaced within 30 days after notification. I still see the same plates. Some of them don't even have front plates anymore. They're in the window and they've been in the window since day one. I really can't see anything being done now come wintertime. Also, tinted windows that are so dark that you can't see through them. Now, I can understand for the ones that were bought down south and come up here to the north, that they are much darker. I understand that. If you're bought down past the Mason-Dixon line, I understand they're darker. They're that way from the factory. But there's so many here that are being darkened intentionally. And they're not small cars, they're SUVs, they're full-size vehicles. And I know that we have a reader that reads the tint on the cars. I would really like to have somebody start, doing something about that. Because there's so many of them, along with, I spoke to the chief today about speeding down Grant Place Hill. Somebody's gonna get hurt very badly. I mean, very, very badly. Somebody's gonna get hurt. I mean, they think that's a downhill runway for the electric bicycles also that are doing well over 30 miles an hour with no helmets, no insurance, no directionals, no nothing. They ignore all traffic signs, and even a bicycle is supposed to follow the traffic rules. And they're not. I mean, there's more and more of them on the road. I mean, from young 13, 14-year-old children, I won't even say young adults because they're children because they don't know any better, to major adults. They're running rampant. And I don't know where they're getting the money from because they're $900 plus. And I go to a place where I eat lunch and we're paying the tab for hotel rooms and there's all these electric bikes over there at $900 a pop, but they can't afford an apartment. I really think that we should start checking in on a little bit more about where and who's driving these things, because somebody, now that it's gonna start getting wintertime, they're gonna keep driving them, they're gonna get clipped. If somebody gets clipped, who's gonna pay? My insurance is way too high as it is. And the last thing I would like to say is I'd like to thank the Amsterdam Police Department for assisting me in keeping the people off the sidewalk. I finally got the whole sidewalk repaired on Grant Place, and I hope that they don't decide to destroy it again. I hope no more big trucks. But that road is so narrow come wintertime. If they don't do the odd need parking correctly, they're not gonna get up and down that street very fast. And that's why they're parking on sidewalk, because they have a fear of being hit, but that's not my problem. The one house that's doing it profusely has a 3-car garage in back and they don't use it. And that's at 13 Grant Place. I asked, I wrote letters, I've communicated with people there. 3-month rotations in that house. Three units, and I don't think any person's lived there more than 5 months. That's about all I have at this time. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else want to say anything, Tony?
Yes.
Okay.
Touching on where he was with the electric bikes.
Could you just give your name, please? And
Oh, Lyle Green.
Okay.
It's my first time here, so.
No problem. And your address?
Clinton Street.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Touching on with him with the electric bikes. they're riding on the streets, and like he says, no insurance, no blah, blah, blah. If they're gonna be on the streets and they're doing 30 miles an hour plus, they should be paying a registration fee to be using these streets. Because I have to pay my registration fee to use the streets, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and it also goes to, upkeep of the streets. And they ain't paying it like that, they're not paying a dime for nothing. And that's with his, yes. And, as for the parking, this city is unbelievable for parking. There's no enforcement at all, none. Just on my way here from Clinton to Pine Street, there was, what did I write down? "24 infractions. Parking on the sidewalk, blocking the sidewalk, trailers. As we know, you can't leave a trailer on a city street unless it's hooked to the vehicle pulling it. And there's just so many of them. And, with the parking, Clinton Street is a truck route for tractor trailers. And from Guy Park to Division on that part of Clinton, there's no parking on either side of the street, so they can make their swings. Cars parked there, never ticket given. You go down further, from Division to West Main, parking is allowed on the left-hand side, and there's signs on the right-hand side, no parking this side. The House of 10 to 12 Clinton ripped the sign out of the ground, figuring if the sign's not there, they can park there. But what happens is these tractor trailers are coming down the street, and you have someone on the left side doing a double park. A tractor trailer can't get through it. You gotta sit there and honk the horn until someone's smart enough to come out. And when they're parking on the right hand side, they're on the sidewalk, tickets. I had gone down a long time ago and told this to, when Kulik was a police chief, and he said, and I stood right there, and he told the deputy police chief to go and look at it so they can report it to DPW, have the sign put back. Never done. Never done. And when I'm said about these 24 cars that are ticketable, you figure between $30 to $50 per ticket, depending on the offense. That's a lot of money. And that's only that small stretch. Now, these guys should be out ticketing because that is part of their job, and that's what makes their pay and also helps the city. And this doesn't happen. On Clinton Street, when a while back when that baby was killed, this lady was parked on the wrong side on the sidewalk and made it difficult for the ambulance, the police cars, the detective cars, and the fire rescues to park. So when it started to calm down, one of the, I'm not gonna say no names, they had parked a couple of police cars in my lot, no problem. And I says, that car up the street there, you see it? I said, why don't you at least go tell her she can't park there? Well, I'm going on a call. Tell the so-and-so, he's coming right out. I tell the second guy, same thing. Tells me, talk to the third guy, he'll be coming out. Everybody passes the buck. They couldn't even take, 2 minutes to walk over and say, ma'am, you can't park over here. It's illegal. You're gonna get a ticket.
I'm sorry, your 5 minutes are up, but thank you very
Oh,
much.
you get 5 minutes?
You get 5, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
But
that.
thank you very much, I appreciate it. First time,
Yeah, well, next time I'll speak
All right.
faster.
thank you. Okay, we're all done with that? No one else, correct? Thank you very much. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're on to the controller's report.
Don't really have a report. I just passed out a summary of our first quarter spending activity. That's July 1st through September 30th. Just a summarized version of kind of where we're at. No unusual spending, revenue or expense patterns. That's about it.
Louise, I was gonna ask you today, and I didn't, about sales tax. Last payment, did we get it? I know the county was up
Slightly dipped a
14%.
little bit.
Pardon me?
The one that slightly dipped a little.
No, that was the previous one. I was looking for the next one, but that's okay. I just
I don't
asked
think we
him.
had that yet,
Okay,
but it should be coming soon.
all right, very good. Anything else you want to talk about here? Any highlights, anything like that? Okay, thank you very much. Anybody got any questions for the controller?
I did have one. The golf fund revenue, we budgeted 922,000. As of right now, it's at 28%. This is hard to figure out because this is like cut in half, right? Between 2 years.
Right, yes, it is. It kind of divides, right, the budget year kind of cuts the
golf season.
the golf season at half. So that would be revenue brought in after July 1st, which is.
I was gonna come down and ask you what they were last year, wherever we got the July 1st.
The summer season, we're up 7.9%
Can you answer my question, Rick? Thank you.
for the summer portion of
Yeah.
the revenues.
Just to give you an idea. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, man.
Is there anyone else have any questions for the controller? Okay, we can move on to the,
We do have old business, correct?
We do.
Old business.
Resolution 23-24-66, resolution approving the 2024 recreational fee schedule by Alderman Marticello.
So moved.
We have to amend it now.
Yes.
So we need to amend it so that vendor fees are increased by $5 for all vendors.
Are you making that motion?
No, she already made, she made the motion, so now you vote on her amendment, and resolution as amended.
so all vendor fees to be raised by $5 for all events.
On the amendment.
Okay, on the amendment, Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
And Alderman DeCamilla.
Aye.
And as amended, Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman DeCamilla.
Aye. Now we're on to new business.
Resolution 23-24-73, resolution adopting the minutes of the last common council meeting by Alderman Marticello.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman DeCamilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla.
Thank you very much.
Resolution 23-24-74, resolution authorizing budget transfer recreation Albany Symphony by Alderman Marticello.
So moved.
Would you like to make the amendment?
We need to amend, thank you, Paul. We'll amend contingency and recreation activities from 15,000 to 13,000.
Okay, on that amendment, Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman
Thank you.
DeCamilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla.
Aye.
As amended, Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman DeCamilla.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla.
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-75, resolution transferring funds, APD vehicle repair by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas a police vehicle, resolved, the controller is authorized to transfer funds to amend the 23-24 fiscal year budget as follows: increase revenue, insurance recoveries, revenue, $1,336.01. Equipment to increase expense, equipment repair, for the same amount, $1,336.01. Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
and Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-76, resolution transferring funds, public safety solar panel removal by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas
You could go down to the result.
Resolved, the controller is authorized to transfer funds to amend the 23-24 fiscal year budget as follows: increase expense police contractual expenses, $20,000, decrease expense contingency, $20,000.
So moved.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quist Demars?
Aye.
And Alderman D. Camilla?
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-77, resolution authorizing agreement Nextiva Inc. by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas the city of Amsterdam is desirous to enter into an agreement with Nextiva Inc. to provide telecommunication services at City Hall for the city of Amsterdam. And whereas the quote provided covers a term of 36 months, which includes a free service for 6 months and net benefit to the city in the first 7 months, being $1,676.75, and with savings to the city as compared with current costs in the approximate amount of $560 per month beginning in the 8th month. Whereas the recurring cost for said services being $804.05 plus taxes and fees. Whereas a copy of agreement being attached here too, it is hereby resolved, the attached contract and agreement with Nextiva Inc. is hereby authorized.
So moved.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quist Demars?
Aye.
And Alderman D. Camilla?
Aye.
Louise, I want to say thank you for that study of that, what you went through with this. I know it was a pretty exhausting thing, and I know we have one of the worst phone systems that I've ever encountered, and so I'm looking forward to it, but thank you very much.
Good luck when they actually set it up, because that's also a pain. If you need help, call me.
It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. Thank you.
Resolution 23-24-78, resolution approving the audit by Alderwoman Collins.
So moved.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quist Demars?
Aye.
And Alderman D. Camilla.
Aye.
Resolution
Thank
23-24-79, resolution authorizing memorandum of understanding with the Ibero-American Action League by Mayor Cinquanti.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quist Demars?
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla.
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-80, consent resolution authorizing sale of 3 Stella Lane by Mayor Cinquanti. Where,
So moved. And just read the last two, just read the two whereas clause, last two.
whereas to date, the tax and delinquency for the subject property is in the amount of $78,473.61. And whereas the city has been approached by the prior owner, Gregory M. Smith, who is desirous to purchase the parcel from the city for the purchase price of $78,473.61. And with the city being agreeable to the same, and now therefore be it resolved that the sale of 3 Stella Lane to Gregory M. Smith for the consideration of $78,473.61 is hereby authorized.
So moved.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Quist Demars?
Aye.
Alderman D. Camilla?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla?
Aye.
If I could jump in on, last Tuesday I met, there was a meeting at Post 701 with Lorraine Diamond and some of the members there about the Veterans Day Parade. This is kind of turning into a hybrid between the city and volunteer organizations. Last year was kind of the first year of doing it that way. And she had asked for some help with it. So I said I would come. So we went down, we talked a lot about it, and we're looking to get as many people involved in it as we can this year. I put together a Google form for people to like register their Boy Scout troops or Girl Scout troops or organizations, schools, anything like that. Recreation Department, Michelle Pollux made some, the flyers and things for us to send out. I was hoping, and I didn't get this together to ask Louise ahead of time, so I'm not going to put you on the spot here, but I was thinking that maybe from our council budget, we could do a small transfer of a couple $100 to recreation that would allow them to buy things like bunting and flags and like dedicated things for Veterans Day Parade, items that they don't have in their budget already that could just be like a solid, like that they could work from every year, since we no longer have a Veterans Commission or any other like set money for that. So I think I might put that together for the next board meeting. But it's because we were just talking things about like, oh, all the little kids can carry flags. Well, how do we don't have any money for that. And I know the Post doesn't have a lot of money right now either. So I thought, in the past, we've used that money for the bonfire and other things like that, that maybe that's something that we could use a couple $100 just as a startup for recreation to purchase those items that could be used every year.
There's money in the budget.
Was that?
There's money in the budget.
Yeah, so I'll get like a real number. I apologize for not having a real number and put that on the next agenda. But we have to move
Recreation budget, or you, for the.
from the council budget to the recreation. They would be the ones who would purchase it and hold on to it. But I thought it could be from us as startup money.
You can take it directly from our budget, you don't need a transfer. You can take it directly from our budget, Kelly.
Okay, they could use that and we
Yeah.
could just allot it
Yeah,
to them to
You
use.
can do that.
Okay, cool. And we have to change the meeting date next.
Yes, we do. Go right ahead.
All right. Are we doing it Wednesday?
Wednesday.
All right, so I guess we have to put in a motion to move the next meeting to Wednesday, November 8th, instead of Tuesday, November 7th, as it is election day. And everybody should be out voting.
Alderwoman Christomars,
Aye.
Alderman Deaconmore,
Is that, just a minute, next meeting is November 8th. November the 8th. That's a regular common council meeting.
yes.
Correct.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla?
Aye.
Alderman Marcelo?
All right.
Just one thing, our city's naval fleet was increased by one vessel today. We now have a really nice historical vessel called a tender, which was used by the canal system for years to help transport barges and different things on the canal, but it's going to be on permanent display in our Riverlink Park. It was delivered today. Thank our engineering department for their work in helping make sure it has a nice resting place. It's inoperative, right, Mike? It will not run.
I'll let you know.
Does it float?
But it will be, we're gonna restore it and make it a really nice, and talk about the history of the canal around it. And I think it'll be a real nice addition to the park. And we want to say thank you to the Canal Corporation for not just giving us the boat, but also paying for the crane and all of the transport. I mean, it was a major effort. It really makes a nice addition. And I did want to publicly thank the Canal Corporation for their generosity, and we'll make them proud with that. Thank you very much. All we need now is an admiral.
You need a special.
You're it, Commander Chief.
Okay.
Get you one of those cats.
All right, anything else?
Yeah, Mayor, you want to talk about
Wait a minute.
Go ahead, David.
Right there, right.
You got something?
CDTA, the agreement for free passage on CDTA?
We did talk, we did address that. We talked about the CDTA passes for city employees.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So somebody's gonna print up cards.
Yes, yes.
And look, you're gonna open up the bids, right?
Is that it?
Yes, tomorrow morning.
Wait a minute. We have to schedule a special meeting in common council to award a contract. How long do you think it is
5 minutes.
to figure out the bids?
No, I'll have them figured out I need 5 minutes for a meeting. I'll have the bids figured out. Sorry.
Open the.
I'll have the review done by tomorrow afternoon.
You will. Okay, so we can have, when would you like to award the bids? Monday?
Monday's fine, if it works for folks. Yeah.
Good morning. Is that all right?
What time?
Oh, wait.
Well, there's no
You're
public
not in the meeting, so.
hearing.
Hold on.
There's no public hearing for that.
Okay. Kelly, one Saturday, good time for you, Monday?
Yeah, I'll just work from home.
Okay. David?
Early.
Like 8:30 again? Yeah, David and I can be there 8:30. 8:30. Okay, 8:30, Monday morning, special meeting of the common council to award the bid for 5 corner demolition.
Monday, the
And
23rd.
you need 2 aldermen for that.
And that gives us
So you can have aldermen removed.
notice time.
Okay?
Mhm.
8:30, right? We'll make a
Thank
motion.
you.
Hear a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Alderman Marcelo?
Aye.
Alderwoman Christomars?
I,
Sorry.
I said I know.
You did.
Weird. There was a delay.
Alderman Deaconmore?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
And Alderman Escamilla?
Aye.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Like, everyone,
Sure.
rain.